if Bombas are looking for fights earlier, they're going to drastically change the way that the end game is played out because there are going to be so many less teams. There's going to be so much more condensed loot. Last game, we had a team that managed to accrue a lot of nice items, armors, powers, because it was a little bit slower, because they got to take fights intentionally. If Bomba are sweeping away half the lobby and it becomes a race, if you need to start playing Bomba's game late, then suddenly it's not even going to be close, and we're going to see another massive gap emerge. So I want to look at Pumpers and say, now that we've seen you win a game that was a little bit slower, that did let you take your time, what do you do when the pressure's really on?
And breathe. We enter our final game. Damage Soul and XP Soul on the way during night 1. Cross Country Storm for our final storm shift here in EU. Yes, please. Pumpers, they're going to be looking at Blixman and Hot Biscuit for their damage carries. Blixman leading the lobby, by the way, last time out on 9 kills with a 7-kill streak for Hot Biscuit before he went down for the first time after that, dear. They're on a roll, but let's see what TTV can do here up against Friendly Fire.
At least we're not going to be seeing a bit of shenanigans from TTV in terms of the souls, but in terms of the kills, they are absolutely writing a tale of chaos. Cabanero going to go down early. Junker will be picked up immediately. You can already tell the rest of the team is not even messing around trying to save him. They are giving this one up to Turbo Velocity, giving the whole POI up to Turbo Velocity, because once you find a pick like that, you may as well just find a res.
Find a res and get back to farming. I couldn't agree more. Well, you can see 1 gold armor in there. Really interesting gold armor spread across the map. I believe it's 2 on the train, 1 down at Scavenger Bay and 1 here up at Imatech Industries. On the train, Cathode Ray team who've worked out the puzzle. They're taking the base camp here, and they should have the gold armors eventually, I would imagine. Not pick them up just yet, maybe they haven't done the puzzle. But in any case, in a good place right now. That's just... oh, they do have one. Never mind me, Lembo. So just slowly but surely. I really do think that once we see the likes of Bombers and Pumpers, finding each other, I don't see the confidence to go for an engagement so haphazardly, because just even the sniff of a third party deer and all plans are thrown out the window.
You don't want to get engaged on Acme. I think caught looking at the map, perhaps, is going to lose half of their health, and you're not seeing 4GG give up the chase on this. Acme going to get pulled right back in, still very low despite the heal that's gone off, and now gets engaged on by Snow. 4GG are not getting a lick of space, and the hook connects! The hook connects onto the gold armor! Lenbo does get across the gap, but that was a very scary situation. You do not want to lose your most geared up member.
It's a certified thriller here. Absolute cinema. Rain of Arrows goes down, but lovely heals here from that Aluna. Rooted. Snow looking for the engage, but Fables found the KO onto Go Ninja. Good shots here from the shotgun. Chips are finding Cabanero elsewhere on the map. And I think 4GG here, just again, the discretion is important, because they were starting to lose a little bit of control over that engagement. And CRT will look to rotate out now.
A quick recall and get you back to safety. I believe we're all the way, back over on the train. They have not claimed another. So it's a disengage to the opposite side of the map. Despite not having teleport soul, this is a pretty close mirror.
4 Horsemen and Vivat Venatio playing for the spoils down the bottom end of the table, and 4 Horsemen, a far cry, or should I say a far nay, from what we saw in the last game. 9 revives Flawed had in total, so they really were putting in the work, but Vivat Venatio are going to be sent home from work. Not even 5 minutes on the clock, and they're out of here.
And that is our first full squad eliminated in this last game. Thank you for playing. Let's move on and find ourselves who is going to be that big squad at the top at the end of this series, because we're already creeping ever closer as the zone gets smaller, and as the first day concludes, we're going to be unlocking ults soon for the teams that have not managed to find full knocks, full wipes, full kills, and those still perhaps in the making, as Bomba certainly have. That is the Bomba style. They've got the ults, and Mithy has already burned his to try and close the gap on Gugusea.
We've been seeing Pumpers in the kill feed. We've been seeing Turbo Velocity in the kill feed. We have seen nothing of Bomba as of yet. Make a name for yourself, lads. And there they are. Aiden BY with the spike on Gugusea.
That is the Bomba way, and now that they've started, I don't know where they stop. Moving by heart, they're going to have a UAV available to track down the next couple of fights for GG, starting to close their way in. Gucci good guys getting zoned out by a chunker temporarily with Snow on the front lines. Tommy's spotted, and Tommy isolated is going to escape on the Jewel with a quick dash, but now is continuing to get collapsed on. Vortex Charm does not connect, but I'm not seeing this Jewel getting away.
Well, they got the Celeste with the chase, and Greninja's gonna find their prize, but here's Bomba with the punish, and that's gonna be Nemo in trouble. Lovely Ice Wall, hasn't quite gotten over the edge. Nizer into the back line, building up that passive Eye of the Storm. Treadsy does eventually fell Nemo. Here goes Mithy now onto Krabs, separated, Snow falls, and Greninja falls, and 4GG might fall here in total. We have to pan north, and indeed they do. 4GG out at 9.
You can't even compete with this. It's literally not late enough in the game yet. You're being run up by a Bomba, a terrifying team that has ultimates before almost anyone else. The other side of the map does give us TFH who have the ults themselves, but they have just barely got those online as they knock out another squad, moving us down to 7 teams overall.
2 challenges, down to 1. I saw the world picking up 2 kills there on Pumpers, and I would imagine that the train that is exiting stage right might be responsible. The 4 horsemen might not figure into the larger scale of things in this series, but they are sure as hell going to do their best to try and affect the outcome of this game. That just leaves Turbo Velocity as a chasing pack, but to be fair, dear, they have already picked up a number of KP. The question, is it enough?
You gotta wonder how far that'll get them.
Enemy Oracle
The
online.
disengage to the south here should give us a reset for the rest of Turbo Velocity. Tom Kick could not say enough good things about this guy last game, and now has a quick disengage down to the south. I'm not seeing a whole lot of ways to get the team back in, however, just one off towards the western side, and the western side is where Bomba rule.
Gotta be honest, not liking the look of this itemization. Double hover wings on Aiden BY, hover wings on Mithy, so they do have escape options as they challenge over this soul, damaged soul. As you can see, as your map top left, Earth Shatter, kind of snuffed though by the Oath Shield. Brilliant play. Mithy going 1v3, why not? Cathode Ray team watching Bree for the ice wall down. Aiden BY ultimately taking up the knock on Sinoid, and that's going to be more KP into the pockets of Bomba.
All this, a fight over a soul as well. Whoever wins this engagement can choose to take another. They can choose to buff themselves permanently through this game. Flawed going to be denied that choice as they get taken down. TFH losing 1, but still safe enough towards the top side of the map. Bomba have converged, however, on the soul and are picking that up while other teams start to move down. CRT, Cathode Ray could contest this, but no, it's too late. Bomba have picked up the soul, and now with the extra damage, they should have enough to take this fight. CRT pop the finale, but Fable doesn't find any knocks, doesn't find any stuns, instead is collapsed on themselves as Bomba turn and burn an entire squad.
Or not quite. Where is the last member of CRT? Because you can see Fable's still up there. Somebody has been able to escape, but besides the point, really, if we look at the overall narrative of the series, that's 3 more KP that Bomba can enjoy, and certainly Turbo Velocity will be understanding the gravity of the situation as elsewhere. We've got Friendly Fire here going up against the Gucci good guys. Lancelot isolating out Toomey here. Lovely work from Toomey to try and use that shift, and then ultimate out and away. Friendly Fire are going to call off the chase as everyone starts to close in on that XP Soul, and, well, TTV finished the job on CRT.
It's just happening off screen, picking up a few knocks here and there. Looking actually a little further south off screen, we did see Tom going for a res earlier, and I believe that was found, but Gugusei are going to get knocked. Meanwhile, over on this western side of the map, things are really kicking off, and Gugusei may not be having a good time, but the Gucci good guys certainly are, as Toomey looks for a knock on Lancelot, who dips and dives with this Jhin, but will not stay alive because we finally got Bomba showing up to finish the job.
Let them cook. But Junker putting down a lot of damage, difficult to navigate. Chaos steps and friendly fire out at 6. That is another squad that has been damaged to too much extent by Bomber, who now turn and look at Soul. Gucci Good Guys in the area, they have vision, but no one else is to be seen.
This is the second Soul for Bomba. On top of the kills, on top of the squad wipes they've been able to accumulate, they could pick up not just damage, but XP Soul as well. And you know that the Gucci Good Guys want to stop it. They do start the engage off right. And they have an engagement on Niza that almost takes him down. Jewel ult, however, saving him as Aiden throws him a heal, gets back into the engagement. We've still got this Soul, however, right behind Bomba at less than half HP, and they turn right back to it. They may not have won the fight, but they've pushed another squad away.
Yeah, really fine margins, and now Gucci Good Guys have got Clown Fiesta to worry about, so the Soul most likely, and is now confirmed, in the hands of Bomber squad. 3v4, level 6s across the board. Significant disadvantage here. Gucci Good Guys, Toomey completely surrounded, gets out of there, but for how long? The Storm goes up, goes north, and Clown Fiesta are split. Most wanted available on the map. Kill confirmed on Arcane, and not a good minute here for the Gucci Good Guys.
Managing to get away. They've at least got a chance to get back into the game. I'm not seeing a lot of most wanteds. We've got some res beacons that may still be available to them later, but Toomey's going to have to put in a lot of work to make it there. You have a lot of ability to stay in the air over here, fortunately, and we may see that be the main plan. Stop provides them a little bit of respite, but you've still got a 4-person squad on the hunt. Other side of the map, of course, brings us Bomba looking for some fights themselves. Squad has picked up the most wanted, so you know that this is just a 2-person squad. Sinoid, isolated, destroyed. Bomba claiming another kill.
They've just selected their engagements to perfection. Turbo Velocity will wrap things up for the 4 horsemen in this particular lobby, but the damage has already been done from their perspective. Pumpers eliminated a solid 5 minutes ago, but now TTV will know the full extent of the issue. Level 8, good itemization, XP Soul level 10 on the horizon in endgame for Bomber if they are allowed to get there. But that's the thing, if they are allowed, they are going to need a little bit of fortune here, TTV, maybe some collusion with some other teams to try and take Bomber down a peg.
Gucci Good Guys, even as a duo, did manage to find a knock in the meanwhile. This bottom half of the map really becoming where they fight for their lives. They've actually got a full knock now that gets finished off, but they trade that out for their Firefox. Gucci Good Guys back to a duo just as we look at them again. The same 2 people still alive.
This is not good news for Turbo Velocity as the chasing team. There's not a lot of KP available on the board anymore. Yes, Deathbox revives for Clown Fiesta, but Gucci Good Guys have been a duo for a solid minute now, or a solo, I should say. They are a duo. There we go. There's the Bishop, just a little bit north of where Clown Fiesta now find themselves. Bomber squad, though, going after the Abyssal as if they needed any more help. Got a base camp down here as well. Itemization looking wonderful. We've got a Abyss specialist there on Niza. Gold armor, blue armor, green. I mean, to be fair, armor not the best, but Turbo Velocity looking to take this game now by the scruff of the neck, forcing them off with that nuke, but not willing to pursue.
I wouldn't be either. Nuke just cuts off a few too many options, and this UAV will give them a much better idea of how to approach the end game. We're finally seeing that storm shift come into play, though, because we are moving far. The cross-country storm is going to bring us to an entirely different location in the next couple of seconds.
Dear, if I'm Turbo Velocity, I don't actually want to hit that ring just yet. I want to try and be the choke point for the likes of Gucci Good Guys, for Clown Fiesta. You need to farm as many of these players as possible to close the gap. Or maybe they've already consigned themselves to defeat. I wouldn't think that's going to be the Tom Kick way, certainly. But Gucci Good Guys and Clown Fiesta, big uphill battle for both of them, actually.
If you're going to want to win this, at some point you will have to reconcile with the fact that Bomba are your big problem to address. Let everyone else reset. Pick up as many kills as you want, but somebody has got to deal with this squad. Gucci Good Guys continue to survive. We've even got the opportunity for a res here, technically, for Retri. And if you're thinking about wins, if you're thinking about points, I'd let this go off. Even if you risk losing the fight, you absolutely want the chance to pick up a few more kills. Bomba playing the circle, however, playing for the win.
That revive tower so far away from everyone, dear. Even if you started moving immediately, I don't think anybody would have been able to get there. But I do agree with you in essence of what is being said there. It's good news that the full revive has happened, because now Turbo Velocity have more souls on the map to claim as this storm moves east and in towards Mana Coils.
We've even got a few most wanteds being revealed here as well, so opportunities for resets. These teams can play around as they start to scrap. Thing is, Relic, we're not really quite small enough that these teams are forced to fight each other yet. So we've got quite a long time for them to set up, take an engagement that they like, get resets. We already saw the res go off in the north. Now we're seeing a most wanted with a full 2 minutes still ticking down on it. Picked up. Bomba have started to make their way over, and this could be a way for these fights to kick off. We'll see what happens.
It's just Turbo Velocity. Sorry, go on.
Rejoin.
Yes, Turbo Velocity's conservatism, I think, is going to be their downfall here, because Bomba have taken it. Taken the initiative, found a knock, going after the second, chased up into the Chaos Steps, up towards Kobayashi. They're going to find Arcane. OC and his TTV, you're too late, dudes. You're too late. But mind you, Bomba have left Trenzy horribly isolated, and they get the, no, they don't get the most wanted there. Miko, but here's the Earth Shatter, finds 3, and now Turbo Velocity pounce.
Turbo Velocity almost find the hook as well. Tom Kick, though, not coming up with that engage is going to mean that the rest of Turbo Velocity back away. But with still one left out there, isolated and alone, we've got a battle on 2 fronts going on as the Gucci good guys try and slide up behind Turbo Velocity.
Feels like an easier game for the Gucci good guys to play because they can't split up 1-on-1, but here's Turbo Velocity and Bomba. Remember, of course, Bomba now down to 3, so the advantage very well in the hands of Turbo Velocity. They've just got to take it, but yet again, prioritizing ring movement. In fact, I'm imagining that's probably why they started their journey in the first place, was not to seek out KP, but was rather to look for positioning. Now Bomba squad closing in on OC15. Meanwhile, his teammates gone out. The Felix ultimate popped, trying to get over the Chaos Steps, but might fall to it, and that's going to be Bomba with the knock on OC15. We got Turbo Velocity moving in south, but Bomba just looks so comfortable right now. Turbo Velocity chasing shadows.
And Bomba very happy that they've managed to pick up that knock, not just because they love doing it, but because it gets them closer to the most wanted that they've picked up, ticking down. They're going to have to get their 4th back into the game. And Retri, I think, will be able to do the same thing. Has to survive for 30 more seconds, but then we'll pick up 3 people. You got to be very careful with Hoverwings already gone. Retri does have an ultimate left to survive. Buys a little bit more space, continues jumping away, and I think Retri's going to do it. 16 seconds left, and I don't see anyone catching this Bishop.
Yeah, Clown Fiesta can try, but they are not going to succeed. The Hoverwings Bishop meta, yet again, too strong. I do wonder, I wonder whether it might get a nerf for the next update, but Gucci good guys are back in play. Another let off for Turbo Velocity in the grander scheme of things, but Clown Fiesta now looking for the engage on Bomba and forcing out Nizer, but look at the level 10s. They might be able to just shrug this off. Aiden BY finds the Earth Shatter on 2. Mithy tries to follow it up with a wham bam thank you man from the Bishop, but then again they decide to pull back. It's Retri with a knock, but not a kill onto Mordity. Watching brief, there's OC15. Miko with the return, met in the troubling situation, falls to the Chaos Steps lava. There's Retri with a second and Retri with a third.
Gucci good guys, after waiting out that res, come back in and clean up what Bomba started. Great play out of Bomba to set it up, but that finish was absolutely brutal and is the one thing that took us down to 3 squads as we, again, go cross-country. This circle starting to move us, and Bomba don't have priority. It is once again going to be Turbo Velocity that have put themselves deep inside that next ring pull, really prioritizing safety over anything else.
They're playing for the game. They're not playing for the series, and to be fair, I think it would take an extraordinary set of circumstances for TTV to be able to overhaul the points deficit now. For Gucci good guys, an opportunity for fame, but Tom Kick has been caught well out of position, and look at his team swarming around him as they see the danger unfold. Bomba, it was just passing high and by.
Yeah, very fast group up, and I like that Bomba don't stick around to try and punish this. They've got better things to do, namely move into the zone. Nuke does get forced out. I believe it was from just above Bomba. Turbo Velocity just making sure that the bonfire doesn't get used as a point of safety, and now almost forcing these two squads to fight as the Gucci good guys see Bomba in front of them, would sure like to take an easy engagement, but nobody's giving in. Nobody wants to take the fight until it's absolutely necessary, Relic, and with the way that the zone has been going so far, fights simply are not. You've got enough space that everyone can play.
No real spiking opportunities either. I guess into the lava if you want, but who's going to be taking that risk when you've got a shift button? TTV move up after setting up a whole Chonka cannon gauntlet. They decide to ignore it as Gucci good guys will now take the invitation to move into the previously occupied land. All three of these final teams at least up to all 4 members. But remember, Bomba have both souls, level 10s and damage souls. So really, it is theirs to lose from here on out.
They've been so cautious about what fights they choose to take and when, especially now that they know that it is just the last 3. A third party is going to be on their mind the entire time. Bomba are playing it safe. They're watching the kill feed, seeing what knocks will go off first, and to their credit, we're not seeing the Gucci good guys or Turbo Velocity give into the pressure of being forced together into close quarters. These chonker cannons, I will say, really helping. My favorite item in the game right now, and you can see why.
They've been made less cute by turning them into stone, I feel, though. Bring back the fluff, please. As where is this next ring going to be? It is certainly not in the periphery of our minimap, that is for sure, as Aiden goes on a scouting run of Teldo. Check out Gucci good guys here, positioning well. Nuke launched onto the jump pad, which Aiden uses to great effect. Nice are the last to join the party here. A second nuke from TTV as Bomba rotates now right and into this held territory by the brown team. Gucci good guys looking to put pressure on again, and now it's Turbo Velocity, the folks in the middle who don't really want to be there.
For the first time, Turbo Velocity don't have priority on the zone. Bomba have taken it away from them, and I can't help but wonder, is this when Turbo Velocity will choose to fight, where they'll be forced to fight? Storm Grenade separates the squad as Tom Kick did get isolated briefly, but with that shift, with that jump back into the arms of safety, Turbo Velocity are back and now sharing space with the Gucci good guys.
They really want that evil chest, Gucci good guys, but Turbo Velocity don't really want to let them have it either. It's common sense, no, as the storm grenade zones are going to dissipate. Look at Bomba just planting their path here, basically covering off their escape into zone. And now they have that priority position. I hesitate to call it a god spot. It is cross-country storm after all, but for the moment at least, sitting pretty.
I have to wonder if you have a jump pad, because otherwise we're going to see 2 teams forced into each other via choke point. Turbo Velocity can't get out through the north, and Gucci good guys are just making their way through the storm grenade to move out towards the south. Out comes the jump pad, but Turbo Velocity are going to go over this right into Bomba.
There's a little bit of, well, you do not want to head into that space between wall and shed. They want to fly over every single team, or more importantly, maybe go for the engage on Gucci good guys. We saw a little stun onto Adamark, recovered well. Plenty of that Q down. Eye of the Storm. Toomey relocating, finds safety in the welcoming arms of OC15. Chonka Cannon goes down, but TTV still up against the Storm, and now Bomba choose to strike. There goes the nuke from Gucci good guys. They really are going for the kill. Bomba finds a kill on Adamark. It's the Gucci good guys with a kill on Tom Kick. It's Niza with a kill on Teldo, and the chasing pack is dissipated. Bomba have cleared all opposition, and now it's Gucci good guys going for the crown.
At long last, the tension gets broken. Bomba, they know that there's just one squad left. They know exactly where they are, but will they pull the trigger? Retchery keeping scouting with the Bishop. Out onto Bomba as Mithy looks for a way in. OC15 isolated, but not yet spotted. Instead, it is the Abyss Breaker that gets thrown down. Aiden finding 2 knocks. Bomba separating, isolating, and destroying the Gucci good guys. Retchery attempting to escape as Aiden cuts him off once again. Aiden plays frontline, and Mithy takes the final kill, serving Bomba their final and ultimate win of the day.